Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for dropping by. My name is Beth. Today I have a little thrift haul for you. A couple of weeks ago, Shelly and I went to a place in Wharton, Texas. We actually went to two little shops over there on the main strip. We went to Bohemian, Rhapsody, and J&T Antiques. Now one is an antique shop and one is a digger's paradise. And y'all know I love to go through some digging stuff and find the dirty hidden treasures. So let's get into it and let me show you what I got when we went out thrifting in Wharton, Texas. All right, y'all, I'm gonna get straight into it. When we first got there, we went to Bohemian Rhapsody, and I love that place. They do estate sales. They have a wonderful antique shop right there on Milam Street in Wharton, Texas. I found just a couple of things. It says I got 4 things. I spent about $14 there. I really wasn't looking for anything spectacular or specific, but what I was doing was enabling my friend Shelly to go thrifting because she'd never been there. So as her friend, I thought it was only logical to take her up there and let's see if we could find some really cool things. I mean, wouldn't you? So when I got there, there were some things outside and I found this. It was only marked $1. It is so dirty because it was outside, but I was thinking that I may be able to use this maybe for jewelry or some little trinkets of some kind to put in my antique booth at either KT Antiques or Glen Flora Antique Emporium. I do have 2 vintage spaces in 2 different shops in 2 different locations of Texas, and I'm always looking for something that might catch someone's eye, and I think a bunch of littles in here, when you could dig through and find something that you would really like, would be a lot of fun. Now, I would love to find a lid for that, and I actually found something that I thought was gonna work, but it's too big. So let me know what you think I should put in here. Jewelry, little trinkets, or what? What do you think I could put in here, y'all? Give me some ideas. Leave me a comment below. So I did pick this up for only $1. Gotta be on the lookout for a lid now. Okay, my next item that I found, I think was this item. Now, if you have been to my channel and watched before or joined us on a live, you will know that I collect the wooden spools. And I found this small one for only $3. Now, sometimes I do use these as risers in my booth, but I do have to mark them not for sale unless I have a duplicate of one, because people are really looking for these. But this inside of a bowl, like a Pyrex bowl with a smaller bowl on top, that works really well. But I have a whole collection of them and my collection is growing. So I picked this up for myself for only $3. I didn't think that was a bad price. Okay, I only got 2 more things at Bohemian Rhapsody, and y'all, that's a pretty big shop. And we looked and we looked and we looked, and there was a lot of booths that had some sales going on. Shelly found a lot of good things. I had just recently been shopping, so I really didn't need too much. I did run across this item. I love these little planters. I really wish they would come back in style. These used to be used for your get well, your happy birthday, your baby, all of the things. And now companies have gone just to the clear glass vases. But there's nothing better than one of these. You can actually use them to hold remotes. You can use them for glasses. You can use them as a pencil holder. You can use them to store anything you need to in this, or actually give for a gift. And I've done just that. I have put some little store-bought flowers in here and given as a gift. What drew me to this one were the birds and that heavy crazing. I love that. It says happy birthday. It's called an open book planter, and this one is Books of Remembrance by Royal Windsor. So I liked this one. I can't decide if I'm going to keep it for myself or sell it in the shop, but I love the little birds on there. And how great would this be if you got this for your birthday? Maybe you could even put a little candy bouquet. I did make a candy bouquet out of another type of planter. We just taped the candy onto the skewers and put the little foam down in here and gave as a gift. So that might be a great idea for a birthday one as well. So the last item that I picked up at the shop was this pair of salt and pepper shakers. So Grandparents' Day is coming up in September. I'll put the date right below. I have the banks that are the retirement fund banks that are grandma and grandpa, and I wanted to bring these little salt and peppers as well to my Grandparents' Day display. There is no make or marker on the bottom of them. They are a more thin ceramic, but I thought these were super, super cute. Grandma is crocheting and Grandpa is reading, smoking his pipe. They are so, so cute, and I can't wait to put them in my shop. So that's all I got at Bohemian Rhapsody. Again, I spent about $14. I got a couple of things that I'm either going to keep for myself or use for display in the shop, and 2 things that I may sell. Still haven't decided about that birthday planter yet, because I really like that. All right, y'all, then we went down the street, walked right down the street to a place called J&T Antiques. Now, I have been there before and filmed. I will link that video right above here and in the iCards below. Now, this is Jerry and Miss Teresa's shop. And Miss Teresa, unfortunately, has passed away, but Mr. Jerry is still running the shop. When I first went there, it was packed. Ceiling to floor, barely any walking aisle space. Everything was dusty and dirty, but behind all of the little things were wonderful little trinkets. And it is a digger's paradise. Now, this time when I went in, they have been doing some great work in there. There was big open spaces. There was clear aisleways, and they've even made the back part of the shop available. But y'all, it's still a digger's paradise, and I was up for it. I love to dig around some stuff. I'm going to save the first item that I bought to the very end because I went there hoping that that item was still there, and it was. I was so excited about it. Now, Mr. Jerry is super fair, and he will give bundle deals. He'll go down on the prices, especially if he's had the items for a long time, or if there are items that a lot of other people don't look for, but some of us do. Let me explain. So one of the things that I found was this lid. The purpose of buying this lid was to go on here, right? I have some little clear crystal or clear glass little knobs for dressers that I thought I might be able to just either glue here or drill a hole and put through there. And I was going to use this as my lid. But guess what? It's too big. However, I really like the lid. So I said, Mr. Jerry, I really like this lid. And he goes, just put it in the pile. Because what was he going to do with the lid? Now, for me, I think this is fabulous advertisement ephemera. And I can prop it up in a red, white, and blue display. And it will look great. Does anybody else buy crazy, weird stuff like this? Or is it just me? I thought it was adorable, and I couldn't resist it, so I had to pick that up. And thank you, Mr. Jerry, for throwing that in. Let me show you another piece that somebody else might not want, but I did, and that is this vintage Christmas tree ornament box. Now, y'all know we in the vintage community love to make assemblages, or we will split these apart. use this as a little trinket by itself, and then use something like this for the assemblage, right? Or cut it and use it in junk journaling. And so when I found the piece together, I had to have it. Now here's Mr. Jerry's receipt for me. And I paid $22 for everything that I'm going to show you from Mr. Jerry and Miss Teresa's shop. And he did charge me $1 for this. I told him he had to charge me something for it. But the graphics on this are fabulous. So I may harvest this for the graphics to make an assemblage, or to use as just a little doodad tray in the shop. But I had to have this, and I made him charge me for it. Okay, let's see what else I picked up. Here's another tin or container. Now I found this buried in the back. When I say it was buried in the back, y'all, it was in the back of the shop, buried under a bunch of things, but I could see the coloring and the word pumpkin seed, right? It was full of old tools. And I told him, I don't want the tools. You can keep those and sell them. I just want the tin. Now, it's pretty dirty, as everything is in there. But look, pumpkin seed brittle. Look at the graphics. That's what drew my eye. The pumpkin, the metal tin. Y'all know I love a metal tin. Spiced pumpkin seed brittle right there on both sides. Made in small batches in copper kettles with pumpkin seeds, California pale ale, and pumpkin pie spices. Now, y'all, I bet this is super, super yummy. It is from Williams and Sonoma, or it was from Williams and Sonoma. And it was $30 for 1 pound of the spiced pumpkin seed brittle that was made in Napa Valley. Oh my gosh, I bet y'all that is so, so good. Now I gotta Google to see if I could actually order some of this. But I really like the tin, again, just for a little fall decor piece, backing up behind, even using it as a riser, as I do with a lot of tins. So I haven't decided, am I keeping this or selling it? That's gonna be a tough one. Okay, more advertisement. I've been wanting one of these bottles, but they've all been really expensive. This is a Frosties little soda bottle. It says from the Frosties company. And don't know, y'all, is this like green, red? Is it a Coke? Y'all tell me below, what kind of soda goes in here? It does have the little mountains and things, little Frosty on both. The label was really good, so I did look at that. And again, I've been wanting one of these for my own collection for a while. I do need to work on cleaning it up, of course, but with the graphics on both sides in really great condition, the bottle was not broken or chipped. I did pick this up, and I probably will be keeping this. I'm not 100%, but I only paid $2, and I've never found one that was that inexpensive. So I was super glad to be able to grab it. Okay, y'all, then I ran across underneath a bunch of stacks, a bunch of books. I'll show you the first book that I saw. The first book that I saw was this, God's Plan for Growing Things. And what got me was the graphics. Of course, the graphics. Look at that squirrel, Cheryl. Look at that squirrel. Just leaving it like this in a back to school display, how darling would that be? I do love the content. This is the second printing in 1966. It's the Rand McNally Company. They had little books and now these bigger books. When I first looked at this, my first thought was, oh my gosh, somebody could harvest this and do some beautiful assemblages, or maybe even some card making with these. But then I realized it has the whole story. So I don't know if I would take that apart. I love a good school book. Oh, look, a chicken. Because I'm a former kindergarten and pre-K teacher, but the graphics in this, so, so good. I just loved it. And then he's saying his prayers. Good boy, saying his prayers. Thank you, God, for a happy day, I said. Wonderful. I love it. God planned it. And look, there's more squirrels, Cheryl, more squirrels. But I just had to pick up this book. Now, he did the books for me as a set. I think it was $3 or $5 for all of the books. Let me show you some other books that I got. Another one that's a Rand McNally book is Dressing Up. Now, this is a Ding Dong School book, and I've never heard of a Ding Dong School book. So I had to look at it a little bit. It says, who is Miss Frances and what is Ding Dong School? Every morning when the school bell rings across the NBC network, millions of youngsters are gathered in front of television sets from coast to coast to spend time with their beloved Miss Frances, school mistress of TV's most outstanding children's program, Ding Dong School. Well, there you have it. Miss Frances, who is actually Dr. Frances Horwick, one of the country's foremost educators, has captivated both children and parents by combining nursery school fun with sound education principles in her unique program. Now Miss Frances retells one of her most popular stories in this Ding Dong School book for small children to enjoy again and again. So I'm guessing Miss Frances was before even Captain Kangaroo or Mr. Rogers. What do y'all think? So I'm looking through this book and copyright, oh no, Roman numerals, MCML111. Is that 1943 or 53? Just when I think I have the numbers figured out, I don't. So I'll put it right down here to let you know. Kyrie and Hal, they were friends. And they live next door to each other. And it has a beautiful story. Look at that old phone. I love that. Of how they played together. And I guess they are getting dressed up for something. But it is the fabulous little story. I love the little graphics even on the back cover. But how fun is this? Even in a Halloween display, y'all, just for the front cover, since they're all dressed up. So love that book. Okay, then I got several of the shape books. Some of them are golden shape books and one is a Disney. So we'll start with the Disney. It's the Bambi book. I love the little shape books. Oh, they're so good. But this is the Bambi book. This is a 1968 repo of the 1941. It was in excellent condition, so I picked that one up. I also picked up the Golden Shape book of Mother Goose because look at that frog. He's adorable. Mother Goose, you can never go wrong. Look at the graphics, 1974. And again, I was just blown away by the graphics. This one has all of the nursery rhymes. It does have one right here. I'll just let you see that briefly. But we won't be reading that one to our friends. But it does have Peter Pumpkin Eater. And that's a great one to have out. And y'all, Donkey. How exciting! Donkey, old and gray, open your mouth and gently bray. Lift your ears and blow your horn to wake the world this sleepy morn. Gotta love a donkey. Oh my gosh, I love it. There's an owl, all kinds of really cool, not Georgie Porgy. Georgie Porgy Puddin' and Pie kissed the girls and made them cry. When the girls came out to play, Georgie Porgy ran away. Typical. All right, y'all, let me show you what else that I found. I found the Golden Shape book, Old MacDonald Had a Farm. Of course, it had a chicken on there. There's old Mackie himself. And on that farm, he had some donkeys with a hee-haw here and a hee-haw there. Look at these little kittens. They're drinking milk straight from the cow. I just love an old good children's book. And here are some chickens, of course. Okay, y'all, so I got 2 books left. 2 books and a couple of items left, but let me get through the books. The next one is another Golden Shape book, the Santa Claus book. Oh, look, it's Santa. I know him. Look at that blue-eyed, rosy-cheeked, smiling Santa. Isn't that adorable? Now, I really, really, really like this book. I don't know if I'm going to be able to give this book up just yet. Not just yet. It's a 1975 edition of the 1972 book. But y'all, look at the graphics. I just love Santa's little face. Look at that. Oh my gosh, the star of the show. And he has puppies. He is my new favorite man. He has puppies. Dear Santa, my puppy is lost. If you find him, will you bring him home, please? Your friend, Mike. Well, Mike, I hope you got your little puppy back. I think I found him. And he's going in a stocking. Shh, don't tell Mike. My goodness. A Santa Christmas book. What a fabulous graphic, y'all. All right, and the last one is a Walt Disney production, and it is the Aristocats. And look at this. There's flocking on the front cover of this book. Now, for all my cat lovers, this is fabulous. All right, let's look at it. It was a 1970 copyright. It's fabulous. The only flocking is on the front cover. I didn't know Aristocats was that old. I sure didn't. But lots of great graphics in this. I will say the center staple is out of that. You can add a little tape to that, but most people are just gonna have it displayed like this. There's a party going on right here, y'all. So this is the back cover, which could also be displayed, but the front cover does have the flocking on that. Again, he bundled all those books, so I really don't know if that was $3 or $5 for those. All right, a couple more items. I got this little tiny trinket dish. Why? Because it has cats on it, and my friends like cats. So this little tiny trinket dish says made in Japan. It had a $3 little, $3.50 little tag on there, so I don't know what he charged for this one, but look how cute that is. One thing I noticed is that you could hang it, but if you hung it like this, the cats would be upside down. So I would probably just use it as a trinket or prop it up on a teeny tiny little stand, which I've seen those at the Dollar Tree. I've been picking some of those up. All right, another item just for me. Can't believe I found two. This one is super cool. And I told him I'm willing to pay the $10 for this. I don't think he charged me $10. He charged me $8 for it. And this one has the metal all around the sides, and then it has some green paint right here in the center. A little bit of green paint on the end, but still all of the metal around the edge there. This one I absolutely love. How great would this be with little something for Christmas on the top? Since it's green, you could always do it this way as well, and that green could peek out. I know I have a lot of Christmas ribbon, but if you had also some fabric, that would look cute rolled up in this. So I had to get this for myself, and I'm pretty excited about that. Now I have two of these, two for my own collection. I kind of feel like I bought a lot of things for myself. Is it just me? Okay, let me know in the comments if I think I bought a lot of things for myself. All right, last two items for this haul, and it was a pretty good day. Shelly and I had a good time together. We got to spend some time together before I went back to school, and that was fun, and we got to have lunch, you know, just a girls' day, thrifting and antiquing. All right, so when I was there before, I was not filming, but I thought about an item after I left, and I was like, gosh, I really like it. And there were two of them. Let me show you the one that I picked up today. Can you believe that? Look at the little face on this girl. the long neck, and I think she was a brush or cosmetic brush holder. Y'all let me know. He had her marked at 15, but I'll tell you a little story about that. I can't remember how much he charged me for these. These are Enesco. Yeah, these are Enesco. There are two of them. He had both of them marked at 15. Now she's missing the gems for her eyes right here, and I think that's it. I think she's missing the gems for her eyes. And she's got a little crack right here. I think she's going to clean up pretty good, and I'm hoping to be able to harvest some from this other one for the eyes. I just want to make sure I'm really careful because these are pretty thin. But can you believe I got this one? Then I told him, I said, I think I'm just going to take one. They were priced separately, both at $15. And he was like, oh, you don't like the other one? And I said, well, I do, but she's been decapitated and repaired. Although it's a pretty good repair, I was like, oh, I don't know. And this one is a lipstick holder. Look at that. These are the backs. These are the fronts. And this one is missing one here, but she has both of her eyes. So since she is decapitated, I am considering using some scrap jewelry and harvesting some of these to use for her eyes, and then putting a wide collar of rhinestones across the neck, just to make it a little different. And if I use a wide piece that I have that was, I think, a bracelet or something that was broken, if I use that and I can get it around her neck, you will never see that it is broken. So I'm hoping to do a little work on these, but y'all, he threw this one in for free. Can you believe it? Free. I did pay for this one, and then he gave me this one for free. So I'm super excited to have these. I've been wanting these, and I can't wait to see if I'm able to kind of repair that one up. I don't want to mess with her eyes. She also has a little chip on her ear as well. But again, I'm hoping to put that collar right there. That would also kind of support the break. It's a pretty good match. It's just, it's old, and now you can see the crack. But 2 for 1, y'all. 2 for 1. All right, y'all, that's all that I got on our little girls' day trip to Wharton, Texas, to Bohemian Rhapsody and J&T Antiques. They are on the very same street. I'll put their information below if you're ever in the area of Wharton, Texas, that you can drop by and let them know that you heard about them from my channel. If you've enjoyed today's little haul, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not part of my YouTube family already, I'd love for you to join us. We have a lot of fun here. Just click that subscribe button. It is free, and it just helps my channel grow. Don't forget about the notification bell. Click that to all so you'll be the first to know when I have a new video uploaded, or I do a live sale or a live chat, or even have a short or community post. I'd love for you to come along and join us for all of the fun. So thanks so much for watching, and until next time, y'all stay pretty and be sweet. Bye-bye.